Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Inshallah, today you are going to learn Madani Qaida lesson number 13. Let's start reading from rules first. Lesson number 13, Tashdeed. The W-shaped sign is called Tashdeed. A letter which has a Tashdeed sign on it is called Mushaddad. Look at the first box in line 1 on page 28. You can see a sign on top of ta, the W-shaped sign. This sign is Tashdeed, and because the letter ta has this sign on it, so ta is Mushaddad, and any letter which has Tashdeed on it is called Mushaddad. For example, if the letter Jim has Tashdeed on it, Jim is Mushaddad. If the letter Noon has Tashdeed on it, Noon is Mushaddad. If the letter Mim has Tashdeed on it, Mim is Mushaddad. So any letter that has Tashdeed on it is Mushaddad. Next rule. Pronounce the Mushaddad letter twice. First by joining it with the Mutaharrik letter before, and then by its own harka with a slight pause, holding down slightly. That means you have to pronounce the Mushaddad letter 2 times. Look at the first box in line 1. In this box, ta is Mushaddad, right? So you have to read it 2 times. How? First, you will read ta Mushaddad with Hamza Mutaharrik before. Like this, Hamza ta zabar at. And second time, you will read ta Mushaddad with its own harka. Its own harka is zabar. So you will say ta zabar ta, and at the end you will say atta. First time with Hamza Mutaharrik before, Hamza ta zabar at. Second time with its own harka, ta zabar ta, atta. Next rule. Gunna should always be done whilst pronouncing Noon Mushaddad and Mim Mushaddad. Gunna means taking the sound into the nose, that is nasalization. The duration of Gunna should be equal to 1 alif. Gunna, you learned about Gunna in lesson number 12. So, when you see Mim Mushaddad or Noon Mushaddad, when the letter Mim has Tashdeed on it or the letter Noon has Tashdeed on it, so you have to take the sound into your nose. For example, look at the third box in line 1 on page 29. You can see the letter Mim has Tashdeed on it, so it is Mim Mushaddad. So you have to read it with Gunna, like this, Amma. In the same way, when you see Noon Mushaddad, you will do Gunna. Next rule. When the letters of Qalqala are Mushaddad, pronounce them with emphasis. For example, open the next page, page number 28. Look at the third box in line 1. You can see the letter Ta has Tashdeed on it, and you know Ta is from Qalqala letters, and it is Mushaddad here. So you have to read with emphasis, with stress, like this, At-Ta. Hamza Ta zabar At-Ta. Ta zabar Ta, atta, like this. If you say atta, ita, utta, it's normal, it's not emphasis, it's not stress. So you have to read with emphasis like atta, itta, utta. Next rule. If the first letter is Mutaharrik, second Sakin and third Mushaddad, then in most, not all cases, the Sakin letter is not pronounced, but the Mutaharrik letter is pronounced by joining it with the Mushaddad letter. For example, Abadtum will be pronounced as Abadtum. Let me explain with example. Open the last page of this lesson and look at the last line in second box. The word is qad tabayyana. You can see in this box the first letter is Qaf, and Qaf is Mutaharrik because it has Zabr on it. And the second letter is Dal, and Dal is Sakin. And the third letter is Ta, and Ta is Mushaddad. So in this kind of case, when the first letter is Mutaharrik, second Sakin and third Mushaddad, you skip the sakin letter. That means in this word you will join qaf with ta mushaddad. Like you will read as qad tabayyana. You will not read as qad tabayyana. You have to skip dal from pronouncing. Qad tabayyana. In the same way, abadtum. You will not read as abadatum, but abadtum. Next rule. In addition to practicing tashdid in this lesson, distinguish clearly between the letters that sound somewhat similar. For example, ta and to are similar, so you have to differentiate clearly between ta and to. In the same way, tha and sin are similar, so you have to differentiate clearly. Sin and sod are similar, you have to differentiate clearly. So in this way you have to differentiate in all of the Qaribu Sawt letters, all letters that sound somewhat similar. Now let's start reading from line 1. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Hamza ta zabar at, ta zabar ta, atta. Hamza ta zir it, ta zabar ta, itta. Hamza ta pesh ut, ta zabar ta, utta. Atta, itta, utta. Next. Hamza to zabar at, to zabar to, at. Because to is from qalqala letters and mushaddad, that's why I'm reading it with emphasis. Hamza to zir it, to zabar to, it. Hamza to pesh ut, to zabar to, ut. At, it, ut. Next line. Hamza za zabar az, za zabar za, azza. Hamza za zir is, za zabar za, izza. Hamza za pesh uz, za zabar za, uzza. Azza, izza, uzza. Next. Hamza dal zabar al, dal zabar da, Allah. Hamza dal zir iz, dal zabar da, idda. Hamza dal pesh ud, dal zabar da, udda. Adda, idda, udda. Next line. Hamza dho zabar al, dho zabar dho, allo. Hamza dho zir il, dho zabar dho, iddo. Hamza dho pesh ud, dho zabar dho, uddo. Allo, iddo, uddo. Hamza tha zabar ath, tha zabar tha, atha. Hamza tha zir ith, tha zabar tha, itha. Hamza tha pesh uth, tha zabar tha, utha. Atha, itha, utha. Okay, inshallah, in the next video you will start learning from line number 4.